Hey guys, how you doing? It's Brad with ATRE Podcast, all things real estate. I'm so excited to have with me today Socal 3D. Today we have Rachael Buechler and Tim Hampton, founders of Socal 3D. They are an all-in-one visual marketing solution to stand out above the competition. Now, they were founded in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic. Rachael Buechler and Tim Hampton, with over 15 years combined experience in photography, video tours, marketing. They created SC3D, Socal 3D, in an effort to help clients market themselves with a unique approach. Now, what started out as a focus in real estate, Rachael and Tim quickly recognized that schools and retail shops, they needed the ability to stay open and to keep customers safe. So they proudly offer 3D walkthroughs, HDR photography, virtual staging, floor plans, real estate, residential, and commercial, schools and retail. Wow. Welcome, Tim and Rachael. How are you?
Great. How are you doing, Brad?
Fantastic. I'm doing wonderful. You guys look great.
Thanks.
Excited?
You too.
Good So let me ask you, what's Socal 3D's mission?
Yeah, I mean, our mission, we actually have a threefold mission. As you mentioned in the intro, we are doing real estate, schools, and retail and supporting all of those. And what initially started as just real estate, we quickly realized that there is a lot of other needs in other industries, many more than these three as well. But right now we're providing contact-free solutions to allow for real estate to have increased views, closer fasting times, and higher price closings. Schools, they need to keep open. They need to keep their kids safe.
How can you guys, so if you're keeping schools safe, like what are you doing to help do that? What can Socal 3D do?
Yeah, so what we're doing is we're allowing for the students who are actually on property to continue operating in their daily lives. But potential new families, they want to come in, they want to see the new school, they want to see if it's a perfect fit for their family. But we can't do that in COVID.
Great.
So
yeah, that's
a 3D walkthrough, which allows for potential families to actually view the property, walk through the school, check out the cubbies, see what's going on without actually having to step foot inside the school.
That's wonderful too. My kids are in 10th grade, but when they went into high school in 9th grade, they got to do that walkthrough where they got to go to school and take the bus and check it out. And they were all excited. And I wondered how they would do that for the incoming 9th graders. What a great thing, especially even for high school, where at least they can get familiar with what the school is about or what it has to offer. Maybe even shortcuts. Hey, if you take this hallway and look, and you can show it and be kind of, I like that. That's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah. They want to get a feel for the campus, right? You want to know where the bathrooms are, what your classroom is going to look like, right?
You want to take the intimidation out. Yeah.
Right. Right. To get them.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you were born out of COVID, right? What gave you guys this idea, and what exactly do you offer in your services?
Okay, great question. So actually, this business is something that was an idea that was already I had already started a few years ago, right? And there was definitely a time and a place, and just the need wasn't met back then. Right now with COVID, it just seemed like right place, right time. And then with the shutdowns and everything, it just seemed like a perfect opportunity for us to bring this idea to market. I had clients that had been contacting me looking for these solutions during COVID in a time of need. And I reached out to Rachael, and Rachael, she had the same experience. Clients were, contacting her saying, hey, we still need to get our property seen. We still have schools that need to be serviced, right? The brick and mortar stores, right, shut down, right? We're experiencing that right now, where schools, where stores are being shut down once again because of COVID. And so the need is just knocking at our door. And what a great opportunity to service it again.
It's a great idea. I mean, you just don't realize the effects that COVID has had on all of our businesses, and
right.
That's great that you guys were able to pivot and figure out how to transfer our needs and other people's needs to actually to make it better and to add to our lives and take a little bit of stress away. So thank you for doing that. That's a really big tribute.
Thanks.
So, is there different plans that you offer, and or do you mind sharing a typical cost of a plan?
Yeah, absolutely. We have, different packages that all depend on the square footage.
Mhm.
So, anywhere from real estate and schools, it's all the same thing. It's $150 plus 10 cents a square foot. More square footage we get, obviously the better price you're going to receive.
Yes.
And then we offer a package if you're booking one or more services. We'll give you, or two or more services.
We give you 15% off. So it's just more of an incentive to get services that you're going to need anyways, right?
Well, your services, so you do photography.
Yeah, so we do 3D walkthroughs.
Yeah.
We do HDR photography. I do want to point out the HDR part. We've noticed a lot of customers calling us and saying, hey, are you doing photography? And we say yes. And they say, we don't want the screenshots from the virtual tour. And I'm like, that's even an option? People are doing that. Yeah. So we offer HDR photography, which is a layered image. And so it takes an internal exposure, which is the inside of the house,
right,
and an external exposure, and kind of sandwiches them together. So just as you step into a property, you are seeing the inside and you're seeing the outside. And this type of photography does the exact same thing as the human eye. So that's very important for us to point out.
Very cool. No,
right.
To mention. We also do virtual staging, which is obviously putting couches or desks, anything inside.
So what is that? What do you charge for something like that? Because I do get a lot of vacant houses, which it would be nice to be able to do virtual staging.
Yeah, so virtual staging we offer at $50 a photo. We
How
also
much?
$50 a photo.
$50.
So per room, really?
Yeah, pretty much per room.
Yeah.
And then virtual renovation, which is something that's really exciting for us right now. You want to talk a little bit about virtual renovation?
Yeah, so virtual renovation, cool. You want to go ahead and add that pool. We can go ahead and add the pool. If you're doing construction, if you're maybe midway through construction and you want to give your clients an idea of what it's going to look like or how they can see themselves in that property, hey, we can make that happen for you as well. So virtually,
very cool.
And we can make all your wish is our command. We can make it all happen for you.
Change out the floors, take down the wall.
I'm crushed right now, right? After telling you that story before.
Yeah.
You guys, I had this idea like 12 years ago. I went and saw a patent attorney. No one would believe me that this could be done. See, 12 years later.
I mean, that's the thing that we've learned too. I mean, Tim was doing virtual tours before COVID started, and a little ahead of the curve, right?
That's what happens.
Before it was me knocking on doors, just like making all these presentations and boardroom meetings and saying, hey, look, you guys.
Look at this technology.
Look at this technology and how it can benefit you even before COVID.
Yeah.
With COVID, it's just a no-brainer at this point, right? Why deal with the big stack of the lead forms every time you have a new client? We take care of that for you. We eliminate the risk of transmitting COVID.
No, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. And look, whether or not COVID is here, what you're offering is great, because oftentimes when I'm showing property, and the reason I came up with that idea years and years ago was I would show property, I'd walk into a house, husband and wife, husband would go, wow, I can really see this.
Potential.
And the wife would go, you're freaking crazy. I don't know what you're talking about, or vice versa, right? And they would be fighting in front of me and it would be awkward. And I thought, how could I alleviate this by sitting someone down and pulling out a computer, but they just didn't have the technology. So it's really cool that you have it now, because it will really, really add to sales, whether COVID's here or not. It's really going to help. So what can an agent do to make your job easier before calling you? What do we need to have ready? So when we call you, we need an address, right?
The initial call is really just square footage and availability. So
we keep it very simple. We just need to know where the location is, and we just need to know how big it is, so we can have an accurate estimate of how long it's going to take us to do a scan of the property.
Yeah, and when you're available and when your homeowners are available, we're pretty flexible. We work 7 days a week. So I know a lot of people are in and out of housing right now, just depending on like what's going on in their lives. So we only offer the weekends. But yeah, pretty much location, square footage, and availability. We're ready to go.
That's great. That's great. Now, what's your turnaround time?
Turnaround time is 24 to 48 hours. We typically say 48 hours just to be on the safe side, but we're pretty quick. So we can get your photos, we can get your 3D tour, 3D walkthrough back to you right away.
Yeah, we're usually ready by the next morning, even if we shoot in the afternoon.
That's great. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll get you. You're so busy that it'll be the next night. We'll make
great. It's perfect.
So guys, as a 50% Black owned business, I can appreciate the fact that you guys want to give back. And that, to all my listeners, Tim and Rachel actually do give back a certain portion of what they make on every transaction is it to a Black owned business that you'll give back to, or is it to just any charity? How does it come up with it? Do you ask your clients what they like? How do you come up with it?
Those are some great ideas,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, we'll actually write
taking into
those down.
consideration some of those. Yeah.
But we're pretty flexible, right? We just see where the need is, the current need in the community right now. So right now, a big thing for us is the grassroots law project. Right now, they're coming up with 70 different initiatives that they can go ahead and give to the president-elect, so that so that there can be change, right? Change that the community is asking for. So that's one thing. Also, another one is the LA mission.
Yeah, the LA mission's a big one.
Love the LA
for years and years and years, and it's definitely one that there's a huge need in.
Yeah.
Now more than ever, but every year, the LA mission. And then, like you mentioned, Black businesses, there's definitely so much opportunity in our community.
Yeah.
It's really important for us to not only support, but also give back in other ways outside of finances, which is volunteering or whatever we can do to help.
I think that until people, and Tim, you may or may not agree, but in my opinion, I think that until people recognize what has happened, especially with Black people growing, through the years, and we try to actually every day keep that in front of mind and change it, there won't be changes. So, being a Jew, I'm Jewish. I had 22 family members that were killed in the Holocaust. And when I talk to my friends who are Black or African American, I'll always say, growing up, my parents gave me a talk about, hey, be careful who you tell you're Jewish, because there was a lot of anti-Semitism. But if I wanted to hide the fact that I was Jewish, I could. Yeah. You can't hide the color of your skin. So it was a bit, there was a lot of systemic racism that has went on through the years. So I'm a big proponent and supporter of Black-owned businesses and just helping people in general. And I hope that my listeners take that as well, and we try to unite and change.
That's awesome of you to say.
Yeah.
And that's what we're about. We're about just helping our community in general. Just, not even only the Black community and the Jewish community, right? Just
any community. I think that we all need to recognize one another.
Right.
Whether you're Black, Jewish, purple, green, Mexican, doesn't matter what you are, but if we can all see each other for who we are, appreciate each other for who we are, and donate to each other, help each other, I think it's important.
I think there's something to be said about that too, is supporting each other in the community, especially local owned businesses. I mean, there are so many opportunities for us to spend dollars in the corporations, but if we just actually start to look around, we can find a lot of businesses that are here. And that is, another one of our big pushes was the brick and mortar, is how do we keep local mom and pop stores open? I can throw up my order on Amazon and I'll get it in 2 days, but I've been really specific, and I know you have too, about buying locally. And so, like the shutdown coming, where it's non-essential businesses that are going to be closed down, here we go again. Yeah. Another set of retail is going to be closed down, and we're just coming into the holidays. Like, this is like the absolute worst time for a brick and mortar to be shut down. So provide that opportunity for clients, not only locally, but this also extends their reach beyond Southern California. They can send this out to their friends on the East Coast. They can send this out to their friends in Morocco.
No, it's wonderful. It's a great trade. The truth is too, is if you listen to my podcast, especially on the regular, iTunes apps and Spotify, at the end of every podcast, I say, like my dad always said, have an attitude of gratitude. And I think that if there's more gratitude in the world, and we all, people make fun of us because we, care. When you care too much, you're cast as, you're this or you're that. But the truth is if we can all just start caring a little bit more and be grateful for like what we do have.
Absolutely.
Gratitude is life.
So to try to get back on track, what do you guys like best about your business?
The part that I love best about the business is that we're problem solvers. I mean, each of the touch points in our mission, we're solving problems for schools, for brick and mortars.
Yeah.
for real estate agents, right? We are trying to really service needs, and that's where the passion comes from, is being able to solve those needs in our community. And it's fun.
Where do you see your business going in the next 5 years?
To the moon.
To the moon and back. Do you
Yeah.
see technology getting even bigger? Do you what do you have you heard of anything coming out? What do you?
Yeah, I mean, well, technology is always changing, right? As human beings, we get comfortable with the way that things are. We're like, okay, cool, we get comfortable, but no, technology is just going to keep on moving. So, you know, even as we were talking about before, with your idea that 10 years ago, that should, you know, be huge, right?
I should be a millionaire,
Your $1 billion idea.
Man.
The iPhone 12, you know, just came out with LiDAR technology, and how does that affect our business? You know, it helps enhance the images. It helps give you a more accurate perception of the depth. So we're able to take these 3D mappings, and you're able to pull measurements from them. So that's a big way of how we're able to do floor plans, and that we offer as well. So just the technology is just endless, and we're excited for it, because it's just going to keep on getting better, and we're going to keep on offering that enhanced service to our clients.
Well, we appreciate it. So for all the listeners out there, how can they get a hold of you if they want to use your services? I take it that you're just in the LA area now, or are you all over SoCal?
We're mostly SoCal. We're mostly LA, but we do service Ventura and Orange County. So just depending on the need, and you know, obviously we are happy to service anyone from the top to the bottom, wherever it takes us. But they can check us out online at www.socal3dhomes.com, or they can reach out by phone or text at 213-433-5959.
433-5959.
5959. Like an infomercial.
213. I like it. But wait, there's more.
But wait.
Yeah,
for $19.95.
Yep.
Payments at $49.95.
So we know that social media is huge as well right now. It's an integral part of our lives. So they can catch us online at Socal 3D Homes on Instagram. They can see samples of our work there.
That's great.
Testimonies from our clients and how they've enjoyed their experience working with us as well.
Yeah.
That's
and
great.
Facebook. Facebook.
Well, thank you, Tim and Rachel. And if you're interested in seeing the uncut version of this podcast, you can go to my YouTube channel, ATRE Podcast on YouTube. And to my listeners, remember to go to my website, www.atrepodcast.com, and download my free 5 steps on how to start making money today in real estate. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Thanks.
And I wish you much success.
Thanks. Appreciate it.